Last night, on the 26th of December, we had a bombshell drop on the Twitter timeline. And it seems that the CDL player base, the Call of Duty League player base, is in shambles because smokes and snipers have been GA'd. A GA just simply means a gentleman's agreement, meaning that these things will not be used in competitive play. And what really makes me scratch my head around it is the logic around removing the snipers and the smokes, or the lack thereof logic. I mean, it's not new for Call of Duty to have one-way smokes, meaning that if you throw the smokes down at your feet, you can see out, but people really can't see in, giving you just an advantage that the other person doesn't have. And because they said, okay, no smokes, that means we have to remove snipers, because the only way to counter a sniper and its line of sight is by throwing a smoke down. However, Vanguard, which you all agree is probably not the best Call of Duty that's ever been made, proved that this isn't the case. They actually GA'd smokes but allowed snipers to stay in, and there was nothing wrong with it. And if anything, it allowed for clips like this.
A huge round for them. This Cap will hop on the defuse, spots TJ, bing bong for the first. And he'll toss out a fake shot, Cap. He hops off the defuse. Cap hops up the defuse, the shot scared him, infected again, Clay!
And now we have these new breed of Call of Duty players like Scrappy coming in saying it's because of poor map design, and the map design is terrible and that's why we can't use smokes and snipers. Well, does that mean Vanguard has better maps and flow than Modern Warfare 2? Because if you're saying that, I can't trust you on any of your Call of Duty takes, because that's just not the case. And this year, snipers are slower, heavier, and just not as strong. So what is the disconnect here? And you know it's going to be a bombshell of a video when you have Nadeshot come on the flank, which was named the pinch because it was an emergency pinch flank podcast, and talks about the current state of Call of Duty, and he sums it up by saying that the pros are sucking the fun out of competitive play. And honestly, I agree. From this point of view, from my side as a fan, I am just so frustrated. I don't know if you guys can tell. But before we dive into the craziness that is the CDL, make sure you guys drop a like, you hit the subscribe button, you turn the notification bell on, you share this video with all your friends so you guys stay one step ahead of the loop and in the know-how of the leaks, news, rumors, and updates. You're going to want to make sure you watch this video all the way through, because there's going to be a Mountain Dew XP code hidden somewhere within this video. So if that's not a reason to turn on the notification bell on so you never miss a chance to get a XP code for free, then I don't know what is. And before we get my blood boiling, I just want to talk about something that you guys have already probably noticed, or at least you camo grinders, but that is when you complete a camo or a challenge within the gun. Now, instead of getting just a blank gold trophy, we get a little metal insignia that just shows off the challenge and the name. You know, it's a sad time when we get excited for features that should be in the game day one. Talking about features that should be in the game day one, Call of Duty needs to get out of its own way and add a ranked play at launch. There is absolutely no reason when you press multiplayer, your first set of 10 to 20 matches aren't placement matches that give you a clear rank. We're already playing a ranked match with how high skill-based matchmaking is, but the only difference is there's no real reward for it. And it feels like Bobby Kotick of Activision and Joe C. Kotick of Infinity Ward are just so terrified of adding a ranked playlist to a game, let alone any way of showing off your skill in the game. I mean, honestly, it feels like these guys, specifically Joe C. Kotick, I'm talking to you, it feels like you never played a sport, never a team sport, that you only got participation trophies, and then you're man cave that is within your mansion with a $1 billion game in 10 days is just exclusively made out of participation trophies, because there's no other earthly reason why there would not be a ranked play at launch showing case everyone's individual ranks. It's literally in every other game. Call of Duty ain't that special. And unfortunately, even if you added this ranked play and all of these features, I don't think it's going to fix the game, because the pros are still going to GA everything that they think works best for the game. And of course, they claim that these decisions are for the good of the game and for the good of the competitive integrity surrounding the league, but we know that's a bunch of crap. As an outsider looking in, as a former competitor in another shooter sport, I'm telling you, it looks like you guys are completely getting in your own way. It's actually kind of crazy to me that there is no committee that is outside of the player base that makes the rules, and it seems that there's only about one representative per team, making it about 12 people who are dictating the rules of the CDL. And what is absolutely unexcusable is that 2 people out of the 12 can hold the league basically hostage, because if they don't like something like smokes and snipers, they're going to single-handedly hold back the community and throw a bitch fit until they get their way. And honestly, this is a professional sport with a $300 million franchise. I can't believe this is even real. And I know this may be crazy to say, but I'm all for blacklisting the teams in the CDL who are holding the CDL back. The CDL is bigger than all the players within it. And you even had like Nadeshot and Zuma saying, hey, we understand that the money is good right now, but that's money for like the next year or two. You guys aren't looking at the next 10 years. Turn the scrims back on. Every team should be streaming their scrims. Every team should be. That way there's no competitive advantage for one team not and the other one doing it. Everyone, it should be mandatory. You stream your scrims, and maybe in between games you can meet yourself and talk amongst yourself.
Even right for me to be talking about this shit, because like I said at the beginning, I'm not trying to sound like a broken record. I get why you guys are frustrated, bro.
Jesus.
I would feel the same way if I was still doing what you guys are doing today. So it's not even fair for me to be in here. I just trying to tell you guys how some things come off from the outside looking in, knowing what I know now. But I hear you. I don't have great answers.
Is that the only problem you guys have with streaming scrims? Is like what Reddit says and like
No,
social
of course
shit?
not. No, that's the exact opposite.
And if you do find something that is sneaky within the game, you keep it to yourself and you just don't throw it on stream. And I think these players have forgotten that they are just players within the CDL. The CDL isn't within those players. The CDL is bigger than the players, and they need to remember that. I think the ones who are holding the leagues back and these GA things should be kicked out of the league and relegate them down to challengers if you guys want. I say send them to another game like Battlefield or Gears of War, since they know how to make a competitive game so competitive. Show us what you got, because the only thing that you could do right now is play Call of Duty really good. You haven't done shit. You haven't made a game. You haven't done anything. Let them prove it.
Upgrade.
Clay Thompson?
You need an upgrade? It's heat check time.
Unlock dual double XP and Call of Duty points and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
And I'll be the first to say that I don't agree with Chris Parasite Haggy a lot of the time, but I'm going to have to completely back up this tweet. And he reads, basically the reason smokes are G8 is because a certain someone or someone's is threatened to use thermal scopes on their weapons. And since the current perk system doesn't allow your perk 2 till later in the game, thermals are uncountable until then. Following that tweet with, whoever these two people are, you guys are children throwing a fit because you didn't get your way. When I sit here and I try to rationally think about it, I want to know, why are the pros so scared of a thermal lens anyways? Because yes, it can counter smokes, right? But literally in any other scenario within the game, having a thermal opticon will probably give you more of a disadvantage than an advantage, unless for a very specific scenario. And hypothetically, if you did throw a smoke down and you could see out and someone has a thermal and they could see in, where is the issue besides now the smoke kind of just being useless? But just off that seems pretty balanced to me. So I really would like to know why some of these, the rationale behind it, because what the public is getting told on Twitter, I don't know if it's 100% the truth, and if it is, then the CDL and the players within it are just in shambles. I don't know, and the more I talk about this, the more frustrated I am getting. However, with all of this said, I'm going to be tuned in to the first major one. We're going to be getting the team skins here soon. I'm going to be picking up the Rose 3.0 skin, the LA Thieves skin, because basically it is all black like John Wick with just the red LA Thieves logo across the chest. It looks super clean, and I guess since they won the World Championship for Vanguard, they get the next Rose skin in the next installment of the Call of Duty game. Maybe whoever wins the first season of the Modern Warfare 2, the next season they'll get all black skin with just the logo across. I don't know. But really, I want to know what you guys think about all the GAs in the CDL. Does it make it better to watch? Does it take the fun out of it? I want to know your thoughts and opinions down below. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll give you guys 5 seconds. For doing so, here is a picture of my dog Annie. She's my buddy, she's my pal, she's my sweet little girl. I challenge you, make someone laugh today, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Yep, nope, not in my house.